Last Tuesday, Oklahoma City police officers were called to this home after 24-year-old DARCI Lambert called 911 saying her child was not breathing. Police found 2-year-old Locklynn Mcguire in a bedroom. According to investigators, she had obvious signs of death.
I see the falling, I see them all, the fallen few. Rest your head, you fallen child. Take my bed and dream my dream.
On November 18th at 11:37 p.m., a 911 dispatcher received a call that the operator would never forget. The call came from a woman who lived at the home on Northeast 26th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The operator was told that a baby was found not breathing and that she had been eaten by something. The actual words of the woman caller was, "Oh, it ate her." The victim was 2-year-old Locklynn Mcguire, and the caller was her mom. Warning, this case will infuriate you and give you an ache in your gut and soul. I mean, the fear this little girl lived through is something that will stay with you long after the story ends. Welcome to the Murder She Shed. This is the place where you hear rarely discussed true crime right from my little she shed. My name is Holly. I do live in Oklahoma. So when I heard this case, I knew I had to get the affidavit. This baby doesn't live too far from me, and she's just a little older than my granddaughter. So my heart was broken when I heard the details on this case. By the way, before I begin, I want to thank all my subscribers because you can see I have a new microphone. Yay! And it was not a cheap microphone. It's kind of expensive, and I got all this equipment with it. I got an amp and a cloud lifter and all these things that I don't even know what is, and obviously I don't know how to set it up. So, yeah, if it doesn't sound right, it's probably something I've done. But I'm doing the best I can. I've been looking up things, trying to figure out how to get it set up. But the main thing I wanted to say is I want to thank you guys for helping me get this. I mean, y'all pay for part of it by watching my videos, commenting, pushing the like button, tipping me, and helping me through, just spread the word about my channel. And my husband also helped me too. He paid for half of it. Locklynn Mcguire would have turned 3 this month. According to family and friends, Locklynn was a pure light, curious, gentle, and full of joy. Locklynn's smile could brighten even the hardest day. She was a little girl who loved deeply. When police arrived at this Oklahoma City home, they were met in the front yard by 24-year-old DARCI Lambert, who told police, "My daughter got ate by the pit." As they cautiously approached the front door, they were greeted by 34-year-old Jordan Mcguire. From inside the home, a deep guttural growl echoed through the walls, the unmistakable sound of a dog ready to attack. Every instinct told the officers to pause, but they pressed forward, hearts pounding. They could hear aggressive noises coming from a dog inside this home. Jordan gave the okay for officers to shoot the black and white pit inside the home. The officers didn't hesitate, their training taking over as the gunshots rang out, breaking the suffocating tension inside this home. Then Jordan simply said 2 words, "My daughter," and pointed down the hallway. Officers walked down the hallway and then turned to look inside of a bedroom where they located 2-year-old Locklynn Mcguire. Officers were confronted with a scene that would be seared into their memories forever. It would be something you could never forget. The walls, carpet, and Locklynn's bed was covered in blood, and there was no doubt Locklynn showed clear, obvious signs of death. The pit had eaten pieces of her face and neck. Both the left and right side of this baby's face were torn from ear to cheek. Both sides, she basically had no face. She had the middle part of her face, and that was it. This pit had tore and eaten her face. Her ears had been torn from her skull, and officers found them laying around her bedroom. There were punctures from the dog's teeth located on the back of this little baby's neck, and her little fingers were intertwined inside her bloody hair. The only reason I am mentioning the condition of this baby's body is so you can see how this baby was shaken and dragged around the room by this dog. And you can understand that this would not have been a quiet death. When an aggressive dog shakes his prey back and forth, it's called ragging. This type of motion is how aggressive dog overpowers its prey, and it is never silent. It is a brutal, forceful, and prolonged action. The only reason I'm explaining this is so people can understand the unimaginable fear this child endured and recognize that this was not a quick or quiet death. The deeper you go into this case, the more disturbing it becomes. Not just because of the attack itself, but also because of the conditions this baby was living in and the choices made by the adults responsible for protecting her. As this story continues, you will be furious with not only the parents, but the system that failed to intervene in time. Locklynn's mom and dad were both brought to the OKC Police Department for an interview. After their Miranda rights were read, they agreed to speak voluntarily to the police. Honestly, they should have just shut up and asked for a lawyer because what they said was so shocking. I wouldn't doubt if they don't end up with a death sentence because of this. I will never understand why people speak instead of asking for a lawyer anyway. I don't care if you're guilty or innocent. It's a big no-no. Fortunately, we have stupid people like these parents who just can't keep their mouth shut, which could be good in this case because they deserve what they get.
No hands! No hands! There you go!
Yeah!
Now you're stuck in a dick, Darcy. You got it. You told me you knew how to suck dick. You got this.
After Locklynn's father, Jordan McGuire's rights were read, the first thing he said was, I just have a feeling. My gut's telling me I'm going to jail. While officers interviewed the parents at the station, the Oklahoma City Animal Welfare was removing the family's pets from the home. They had 4 dogs, 1 rat, and 2 lizards.
2 lizards and a rat were also seized from the home. Animal Welfare noted roaches near the lizards' tanks. One of the lizards was also missing a foot, and the other was missing part of its tail. 1 dog was also underweight with fleas, and another had a scar on its face with a split lip.
The pit bull involved in the attack was already deceased when it was carried out, of course. Officers noted that the dog, later identified as Ella, had dried blood on her paws, snout, and also around her mouth. 3 of the 4 dogs showed signs of malnourishment, and Ella's ribs and hip bones were visibly protruding through her skin. She was hungry. Locklynn's father, Jordan, said he took her to her bedroom around 7:30 that night and gave Locklynn an old phone to watch until she went to sleep. Locklynn's bedroom is also where Ella, the dog, the pit, would sleep. The police observed toddler locks on each side of the door of that bedroom, which prevented Locklynn or the pit bull from leaving the room. They were stuck in there together. Jordan then told officers he took medication and went to bed. I've seen on social media, and I'm just to say it's on social media, and all of this is, alleged until it goes to trial, of course. All suspects are innocent until it goes to trial. Anyway, I've seen on social media where Jordan was known to take illegal drugs. So I don't know if the drugs he took that night were illegal ones or legal ones. And it doesn't say in the affidavit. Although I do know when he was picked up, body cam footage, which I have a little piece of that he did have marijuana in his pocket. But if you have a license for that, you can legally have that substance in Oklahoma.
Anything illegal on you?
I have some weed.
Some weed? Okay. All right, hey, let's
But he
step
said
right
I
up
have
here.
a cigarette.
Okay. Where's the weed at? Was it in that bag?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I maybe have a lighter in that pocket or some tissue. There's nothing bad or illegal like on my pick.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. You just helped me find something that I needed.
Hey, I'm gonna switch out these handcuffs, okay?
I'm not resisting
No,
y'all.
you're fine. Just so they can get theirs back.
Okay, he'll tell y'all that I ain't been resistant to y'all whatsoever. Well, is it for the animal cruelty or is it for the other one?
Talk about it here in a minute, brother.
Okay. I don't know why. Can I leave that bag here? I know I can't take it with me. I mean, I'm not.
All right, I'm gonna pull these bottom cuffs off. Just bend over just a little bit.
Can you put them in front so I can smoke real quick?
Hold on.
It's kind of hard to smoke with them in the back.
So Jordan told the officers that he woke up around 8:45 and then he peeked into Locklynn's room where he saw that she was sleeping in her bed, and then Ella, the dog, was at the foot of her bed asleep too. This dog has no cage. Locklynn's bedroom is just free to roam like it wants, even though it's been known to be aggressive, and it would fight with even the other dogs in the home. Jordan even admitted that Ella would go in for the kill when he attacked their brown pit bull in the past, which he described as attacking the brown pit bull's neck. So basically that same, shaking like they do with their head and trying to break its neck. During the police interview, Locklynn's mother, DARCI, said she was at work and returned home about 11:30 that night. She let one of the dogs in the front room out to use the bathroom. She told officers that she heard heavy, labored breathing coming from Locklynn's room, but she did not check on her. Instead, she went to bed. While she was laying in her bed, DARCI then heard bouncing sounds coming from Locklynn's bedroom. She then decides to check on Locklynn. Locklynn had already passed. In fact, she may have been gone for a while. Jordan claimed he and DARCI heard nothing while this baby is being attacked. No screaming and no noise from the room. You can't tell me that Locklynn wasn't screaming while this dog was attacking her. I mean, if it grabbed her by the back of the neck, which I assume that was the first wound to this little girl, then she should have been able to let out some kind of scream because her vocal cords were not affected. And also the blood scattered all over the room. There would have been very loud noises from just the dog tossing her around. I mean, there was blood on the walls. What makes this case even more disturbing is this wasn't Ella's first attack on Locklynn. Just 12 days before the fatal incident, the same dog had mauled this baby, leaving her with a partially severed left ear. In the photo of Locklynn circulated by news outlets, you can clearly see what appears to be stitches along her left ear, evidence of the serious injuries she had already endured. Despite that earlier attack, Ella remained inside this home. Even worse, she continued sleeping in the very same bedroom as Locklynn, unrestrained, with the door secured by locks that prevented either of them from getting out. Children's Hospital in Oklahoma City did notify DHS after the first attack. DHS confirmed they were notified but did not remove the child or the dog. The injury was so severe that Locklynn required plastic surgery, yet despite the seriousness of the incident, DHS did not remove either from the home, either one of them. What's even more alarming is that the Oklahoma City Police Department was never aware of the first attack. They were never informed. Based on the affidavit, it appears the parents might have took Locklynn to the hospital without contacting law enforcement, meaning no police report was ever made and no criminal investigation was started at that time. So the system that was supposed to protect this baby, DHS, and the safety net designed to intervene, ultimately sent her right back into the same situation. And just 12 days later, the consequences were fatal. Most of my subscribers know that I own a German Shepherd. In fact, he's came in now. He's right behind me. You can see his little ears. And he's always usually in my videos. I love him, I trust him, and he plays with my granddaughter daily. But I would never leave them alone unsupervised. Even though he's not aggressive and he's a good dog, I would still never lock my granddaughter in the room with him. And I always would be watching them. So I can't imagine how they could have known that this dog was aggressive and then lock this baby in with it. I know most people are going to be talking about the breed of this dog in the comments. A A pit bull is a very controversial dog. Some people love them and say it's all about the training, and some people hate them. Some people say that their pit bulls are the most gentle dogs, and you can train them not to be aggressive. I don't know much about pit bulls personally. And of course, I'm not going to say much about the breed of the dog because I love my German Shepherd, and that is a dog that some people hate also. What I will say about the pit bull is this. When it comes to fatal dog attacks in the United States, pit bulls are consistently reported as the leading breed involved. They're linked to an estimated 60 to 70% of dog bite fatalities nationwide. And actually, the next dog is the Rottweiler, and the third dog is the German Shepherd as far as fatalities. But they're way down on the list compared to the pit bull. The pit bull's a lot higher on the list. So, kind of a dangerous dog to have around children. But the key thing is you do not leave the dog and the child unsupervised, ever. Another thing is dog owners also need to teach their children or their grandchildren how to treat animals, respectfully. My little granddaughter is only a little over 1 year old, already knows how to pet dogs and be gentle. I taught her it's not okay to pull an animal's hair or hit them, and she is now very loving with all my animals. Both parents are being charged with second-degree murder and child neglect. I actually think it should be first degree because they knew the outcome of what would happen inside this room when they put her back in there with that dog. They'd already seen the evidence of what this dog could do, so to me it seems like it's premeditated. But what I know, I'm just a nerdy true crime gal that just reports these cases to you, so I suppose my opinion doesn't count. In the end, the only innocent one in this entire story was Locklynn, a 2-year-old baby who relied on every adult in her life to keep her safe. Her parents failed her. DHS failed her. The system that is supposed to protect our most vulnerable failed her. Locklynn didn't have a voice, but we do. And cases like this should never disappear into silence. So tonight, say her name, remember her story, and ask yourself the one question that keeps echoing through this entire case. How many warnings does a system need before a child finally pays the price? Rest in peace, Locklynn. Your story should have ended with birthday candles and silly giggles, not tragedy. I hope you're finally wrapped in the peace this world never gave you. All right, my nerdy true crime friends, subscribers, that's all I got for this one. I just wanted to bring it to you because it was a new case. So go take a deep breath, hug someone you love, and I'll see you on the next case right here in the Murder She Shed. Say bye to the subscribers, and we're going to go have some fun. And Max was laying in here, but he left me during the middle of the video, and I switched dogs somehow. So, all right, I love y'all.
I see the falling, I see them all, the fallen few. Rest your head, you fallen child. Take my bed and dream my dream.